Hi everyone. I am glad to see you because my microphone is finally working. So, yep. If you did not remix my project yet, it is called Platformer Game Assets, and I'll leave the link in the description. So, press C inside or remix. As you can see, there's two costumes in the player, which is the player in the hitbox. And then there's a level with only one scene called Scene 1. This is based off of Griff Patch's platformer tutorial, so let's get started. For me, I'm going to save this copy, but you can remix it. And this is not the assets, this is episode 1. Alright, let's start in the level sprite. When green flag clicked, go to X0, Y0, ensure that it goes in the middle, and set size to 100, and show. That's all we need for the level sprite. So then next up is the player sprite. So when green flag clicked, go to X0, Y0, set rotation style to left right, because then because we only want the player looking left right, not like that or something. We only need left right. Okay, so let me just reset that. Now we're gonna make a new variable to hold like the going down gravity. So let's make a new variable, y velocity, for this sprite only. Set it to 0, and in a forever loop, we're gonna make a new custom block and call it tick player y, and run without screen refresh. And then just pop that in there, like that. And before we do anything in this block, we have to switch costume to the hitbox costume, and then switch back to the player costume. So then, like, it's the hitbox, and then we move around, and then we switch back to the player. So then, yeah, so then the player looks cool. Oh, and I almost forgot. Go to front layer, like that. So now in the tick player, we're going to just change y velocity by -1, and change y by y velocity. Click the green flag, and as you can see, it falls faster and faster until it hits the edge, because that clips on. It can't go off screen for now. So now what we're going to do is add level collisions, and we want this to be like super fast because this is just my small diagram. So the player's falling, it hits the ground, so it's inside of it, obviously. So we have to back it up one step at a time, like that, until it's right there, which apparently is not touching the level. So in some free space, grab a repeat until, and then not touching the level sprite, and change y by 1, just 1. And then, so let's grab this right there, put it inside, click the script. And now, as you can see, it went right there, which is pretty good. So we couldn't just add it right there. We have to put it in a new custom block. We're going to name it Fix Collisions. And since we want it to be fast, we obviously have to run without screen refresh. And put that script in there. So now, add an if else and put it above. Above the change and change y and y velocity. So for the if, we're going to check if we're touching the level, and then fix collisions. And yeah, but one thing I almost forgot, we have to set speed y to, I forget that. Like y velocity to 0. Okay, so now watch this. He's inside of the ground. There is some of that, like he's in the ground for a split second or for a frame, but yeah, that's just how I that's just I guess normal. So, now we're going to add jumping. So, make a new variable called airtime. This will be important later, so don't delete it. So, move these blocks out of the way. And now we're going to, in the else, change airtime by 1, and down in the fixed collisions, set airtime to 0. And there we go. So now, in the tick player Y, we are going to need a lot of key presses. So we're gonna store all of the controls in just one sprite. So click to paint a sprite and call it controls. It doesn't really need a costume for now. So into the code tab. We're gonna need 2 custom blocks for this because it's 2 different types of movements, the X movement and the Y movement. So let's work on the control Y for now. Control Y in a new custom block and run without screen refresh. You don't really have to. So in the forever loop, control Y and define control Y. If else, if key up arrow pressed, then we're going to need a new variable to store this and call it control Y for all sprites. Set control Y to 1. Duplicate that script and put it in the else, and then W key pressed, also set it to 1, and then lastly the key space pressed, set it to 1. And now duplicate these 2 and then change the last 2 for -1. And this is for the down controls, so down arrow set it to -1 and S to -1. And then if you're not pressing any keys, then set it to 0. So back into the player sprite. If control Y is greater than 0, then we also have to check if airtime is less than 5. Not less than 1, less than 5. Because then you can jump a little higher, then a little bit. Okay, so now set Y velocity to 10. And let's test that. So press one of the keys that is in the controls, up arrow, W, and space. So if I press space, it jumps. And if I hold it, it's not like a rocket boost that goes or something. That was weird. All right, so now we're going to add walking. So click into the player sprite and actually controls. And make the new custom block control X. Run without screen refresh. So duplicate all except only duplicate the inside because we're only going to need a little bit, only the left and right. So the first one is going to be not down arrow, right arrow, and inside of it we can't set the control Y because then the player would jump when we try to move right. So let's make a new variable. Control X for all sprites. And set control X to 1. Just replace all of them for control X instead of control Y. And then we're also going to check the D key for the right arrow and the D, set it to 1. And then the left arrow for the next one, set Control X to -1. And then A, and then set it to -1. And if you're not pressing any of them, then set it to 0. So now we're going to need a brand new custom block, and we are going to call it tick player X. That was early. So tick play. Why is it captions lock? Caps lock. I meant So tick player X. Run without screen refresh. So define tick player X and grab an if Control X is greater than 0, then change we don't have an X velocity, so I'll make one right now. X velocity for this sprite only. And we're going to change X velocity by, and we need a divide for the target speed. We're going to make a new variable for that. We're going to call it player player speed for all sprites. Up in the when green flag clicked hat block, set player speed to 6. And one thing I forgot to do is set X velocity to 0. So change X velocity by, on the right side, do 4, and on the left side, put in player speed. And also point in direction 90. Now we have to move left. If Control X is less than 0, then change X velocity by, and then 0 minus, which makes it the value negative, player speed divided by 4, and point in direction -90. And right now this isn't actually moving the player, so we're going to change X by X velocity. And now press the green flag, so then all the variables reset, and then I forgot to put the controls X. Wait. Oh, up here I forgot to put in the tick player X. So, and now if you try to move, nothing happens. Because I have no idea why. Okay, this is some technical difficulties. Right now you could skip to later on while I check the problem. Oh, okay, so I found it. So in the control sprite, I also forgot to add the control X in the forever loop. So press the green flag for the 3rd time, and finally it's moving, but we aren't slowing down, and we're getting faster and faster, which we don't want to. So we're going to add in some friction. Set X velocity, and then a multiply. On the right side, do 0.8, and then on the left side, put in X velocity. And I think that is all for today. So I'm just going to hide all of these variables that we don't need to show to the player. And yeah, that's basically all we're going to have for today. Just the player sprite. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe. You can always unsubscribe later. And if you want more videos like this, like some Scratch tutorials, episode 2 of this, then please make sure to comment down below. So then, well, you don't really have to, but I don't know why I said please make sure. So comment down below what your favorite part was, or if you found a bug in the game and you know how to fix it, or you know how to fix you know what, that one frame when the player is inside of the ground. If you know how to fix that, please comment down below so I could showcase that in episode 2. Um, I don't think a lot of people has noticed that I have a community. I started doing the community, so let me just go to my channel, and as you can see right here, community, I have a lot of things in here, and we already hit 30 subscribers, and this is the 30 subscriber special. So the reason how I know is because nobody did this. I don't think anybody saw this. And we're so close. Come on. And yet we hit 30 subscribers. Thank you to, I forgot who subscribed, but I did get a notification and then I immediately checked. So good job to whoever did that. Shoutouts to them. And yeah, that's it for this video. And I hope you enjoyed it, like, very much as I did. And you can exit out the video, but if you don't, then you could just watch me play around. Yeah, okay. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I really did have fun making this. And see you in the absolute next video. Bye!